Race on in today. These deals won't last. In-store and online, MikeThompson.com.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Okay, we are apparently on ESPN. We're told to call this destination for
LA
sports. LA
yeah,
sport. We Marcus and I.
No, we've rebelled against that.
Yeah, we have steadfastly boycotted it. We refer to this as ESPN LA Extra. Either way, we are going to be taking you for the next 2 hours through the pivotal Game 5, Padres, Dodgers in LA. Yamamoto just finished inning number 4, kids. Still has not given up a run. Mason, I don't know if you heard, Marcus. I believe it was this morning. Mason and Ireland talking with Travis. Like, Mason and Ireland would have already pulled Yamamoto like 4 times.
Oh no, they like the first guy that
so
got
panicky.
The first guy that got on base, they were ready to pull the plug on him.
I'm not joking. They were talking about how they would have somebody warming up already in the bullpen as Yamamoto was throwing his first pitch. Like, bro, you can't do that. You cannot expect the man to perform and concentrate when he's literally like waiting, watching like that giant hook.
Could you imagine, like, JJ Redick was like, "Hey, Bronny, the first time you miss a jumper, that's it. You're done." Like, could you imagine? That is incredible pressure.
I know.
Absolutely. Look, and I understand wanting to make sure everything goes okay, right? The last 3 starts he's had
against
the
a tight
Padres have been
leash.
bad.
I totally understand
But
that.
yeah, no, if that's what you're gonna be, your mentality is, don't start the guy.
Right.
Find somebody else.
Like you have to let him pitch under reasonably normal circumstances. Like it can't be your replacement right now is right there getting ready. And by the way, it's clear we plan on using him ASAP.
Right.
Like, nobody can pitch under those conditions.
Just watching over your shoulder the entire time.
Yeah, that does not work, but thankfully that has not even been a factor at all. Yamamoto has been really good in this game. The closest thing he got into was, I believe, men on first and second, turned it into a double play. There was already one out, gone, and first inning or second inning?
Second inning with the Kike home run.
Yes,
yeah.
Kike Hernandez. Big blast. We're currently sitting on 1-0 heading into the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's going well. Obviously, Yamamoto is kind of the story right now. I mean, real talk though, Yu Darvish has been very good. The one mistake to Kike is the difference in the ball game. The Dodgers have not really put any pressure on him. Other than that, you had a Freddie Freeman single, you had a Max Muncy walk, but that was erased on a double play. So, for everything good that Yamamoto has done, Darvish has pretty much matched him pitch for pitch so far.
Yeah, how long do you, if you're Dave Roberts, how long do you stay with Yamamoto? Is it anything pre-planned, or do you treat it truly just like contextual? Whatever is happening in this game, we treat it just in the moment, and we're not worried about the past.
No, I think we're very much looking, sort of hitter by hitter. I mean, it really is. And, a thing that players, managers will tell you all the time is that the hitters will tell you when a guy is done. And I think if you're Dave Roberts on a night like this, and look, it goes for Mike Schilt too, you would rather pull a guy too soon than too late. You would rather go, hey, maybe he does have another, couple of outs in him, but you know what? I don't need the meltdown because you find yourself down a couple 3 runs against either one of these bullpens, and that could be a wrap for you.
Yeah, I mean, there was no way to necessarily anticipate, for example, that Lance Lynn was going to give up 4 home runs. But you know what? I didn't necessarily have to find out. Like, once you get to 2, it's like, you know what? Maybe he gives up another, maybe he doesn't, but I don't need to actually know.
Don't need to find out.
All right, so Freeman's up at bat. He got on base the first time around, but my Lord, he cannot move.
Cannot move. I mean, the way he took that turnaround first base and just a huge grimace. The other part of that, obviously it makes a big deal if he gets a hit and has to run the bases, but it also is going to limit him over at first base and how much range he has. So that puts a little extra pressure on Gavin Lux to cover a bit of a wider area at second base, and when Freddie can't maybe get to everything.
I can tell you right now, anything he puts in the park, it's either going to be an out or a single or a home run.
Yep, that's it.
There is going to be no doubles or triples for this man. Like, he is not going to be running in. You can feel the pain with his steps.
Yeah. The other part of that is, too, if he gets on late and the game is still close, then you pretty much are going to burn him because you're going to have to use a pinch runner.
Well, with a 1-2 count, he ends up flying out to pretty deep left, Jerickson. No drama.
No drama.
No flair.
This was more of a conventional out recorded by Jerickson profile.
I did expect a little bit of flair bartending or some type of razzle-dazzle, jazz hands. It's what he likes to do.
Yeah, I do sort of wonder if tonight Mike Schilt told his guys, like, hey, let's sort of keep it a little bit buttoned up. Like, you don't want them to completely lose their personality, but this is probably not the night to incite the Dodger Stadium crowd.
But this also, too, it's funny you bring that up, Marcus. This is, because we all work in this industry and we all tell stories. This is so much about how narratives, in a lot of ways, lets people know what did happen, and it documents history, but also in a lot of ways, narratives are complete BS.
Yeah.
Because when we've been talking about the culture of the Padres team versus the Dodgers team, and, the Padres are so much more boisterous. They talk a lot of bleep. They're over the top, and the Dodgers are more just buttoned down, more business-like. They're not a big hard-on-your-sleeve team other than maybe like Kike, Teoscar at times. If the Padres end up winning this series, we're going to talk about how the Dodgers don't, or we may not, but people will talk about how the Dodgers are lacking that fire. They're lacking that emotion. They don't have enough of those guys in the clubhouse. If the Padres lose, we're going to be talking about, what? They needed to just settle down.
They're too emotional.
Yep.
They need to play it straight a little bit more. They're not playing the right way.
How about this? Talk when you've actually accomplished
when you've won something.
These guys have not accomplished anything, and they're too busy yapping.
Yeah. No, I think that's going to be a big part of the conversation, right? And, but I'm with you that it doesn't necessarily mean anything, right? Because that's how these teams have always played to get to this situation. That was the whole thing with, everybody saying, well, Dave Roberts needs to be more fired up and he needs to yell and scream. And I'm like, well, he's been there for 9 years and he's never been that guy.
You're not going to buy it.
And if exactly. If he starts being that, you're going to look at that and say, well, this is performative.
Well, I mean, look, case in point, when he tried to make a thing out of the Machado ball that got thrown. Yeah, I mean, he was trying very hard to make that into a thing. It's like, dude, it was a one-hopper into a net. There was nobody was in danger.
No. It wasn't because when I heard the story, I was like, man, this seems serious. Then I saw the video. I was like, oh.
So did I.
I thought Machado fired it toward the dugout.
It was so not a thing. I remember when I was hearing about this, I'm like, did I miss a major brawl? And I saw the replay. I'm like, that's nothing.
That's not a thing.
By the way, Teoscar's got a full count going, 1 out, bottom of the 4th, facing Darvish. Big pitch.
Chased. That was ball 4.
Outside and low.
Good sweeper though from
vintage
from
Darvish right there.
Yeah, that's a good pitch.
Clinton Yates hanging out. He's hanging out now. Now you're pot committed.
All right. DeAndre, just Purple Rain check. Where are we on that?
I have not watched it.
What's the matter with you, man?
I think I've just given up.
I feel like at this point, the ship has sailed.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, we should, Clinton, you just for the record, we have been trying to get DeAndre to watch Purple Rain for 3 weeks now.
It has been his assignment.
It's been his assignment. He hasn't done it yet.
No.
Not.
Like I said, man, I've been busy, man.
Stone cold. This came up because I think a month or so ago.
40th anniversary,
yeah,
right?
40th anniversary of the movie, of the soundtrack, of this seminal moment in music history. We've given DeAndre a simple assignment. Just go watch Purple Rain.
Yeah.
We even offered to foot the bill for the $3.99
I
rental.
Venmo him the $4 or whatever to watch this movie. And it hasn't happened yet.
I think what's really holding me back though is just the mixed reviews about it too. They're like, "Oh, you got don't watch it." And
it's not cinema.
I hear
it's
you.
It's not a Scorsese film.
No, no. There was a reason that the only Academy Awards this film was up for were music related. Whatever won Best Picture that year was not sweating too many nominations from Purple Rain. It is entertaining. Mm-hmm. And some of the scenes are legitimately great, but I mean, this is not a film that I think is taught in film school, even though it has actually been like registered with I don't know if it's a Library of Congress or whatever, like wherever they put movies that are considered in some ways important
like
to
cultural
culture. Yes.
touchstones,
Yes.
icons, sort of things. Yeah.
And I get why it's there, but it's not because of the plot.
By the way, the winner for Best Picture in 1984, Terms of Endearment.
Huh.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, no, actually, though, that was the 83, the
Oh, so it would
ceremony
have been, okay, so let me,
84.
so then let's figure out
Is it
who was,
Amadeus?
maybe. Let's go to the Google and find out. It was Amadeus. Good call.
Wow.
Good job by you.
Yeah, Amadeus was not worried about Purple Rain.
No, not. But you know what? Both music movies.
Yes, both. You know what? Upstart musicians.
Yep.
Feeling their oats, going up against
Angering the
convention.
establishment. Yep,
Yes.
exactly. Very
Yes.
much the same.
In many ways, Amadeus and Purple Rain are the same.
Most people were saying
movie.
Mozart was the prince of his time.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Many have
Hey,
said
you know
that.
what? Young proteges.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very precocious. People not quite able to figure out who they were. Need this game to come back. It is, by the way, still 1-0. Fourth inning in the books. Trying to see on Twitter or whatever, is Yamamoto still in this game?
I would think so. Again, he's pitched really well. He hasn't done anything. Again, he had the one inning where he had a couple guys on base, got out of it pretty quickly. I can't imagine that they're going to make the move just yet.
Dave
But-
Vassay
well,
just tweeted out that Evan
I
Phillips
just
is.
saw it. He's warming in the bullpen.
Yep, warming up. It's interesting, too. Like, I heard a lot of talk about this during the week, including Mason and Ireland and I were talking about it. Or I was on Mason and Ireland talking about it with Mace and Travis and DeMarco. Obviously, you don't pitch Yamamoto in this game because he's got a $300 million contract and the money forces the move. Like, you make the best move. But that being said, for people worried that Yamamoto was not going to be worth the money, that you're going to be dreading that contract for the next 9 years, this is the type of start you like to see.
Yeah, and one of the things that I was sort of holding on to with Yamamoto starting tonight was that start he made at Yankee Stadium earlier in the season when a huge series, everybody with eyes on that series, and he comes out and goes 7 damn near perfect innings against the Yankees, completely shutting them down. And those were the sort of moments you got him for. And this is another one. How does he show up in big games? And through 4+ innings, he's giving you everything you want.
Here's what I think is tricky with figuring out Yamamoto. And by the way, he's 2-0 to Bogarts right now. With Yamamoto, the idea of that first bad start, how much of that is nerves of any kind, because he's never been in this situation before, how much of it is bad matchup against the Padres, and then how much of it is he's still not that far removed from injury? We don't know how far along he is physically.
I mean, it could be all three of those things, right? I mean, the Padres had his number. He had that start in the beginning of the season in South Korea, and they lit him up. And then he had another one a couple weeks later against them. I don't know if it was in San Diego or in L.A., but either way, it was not a good start there. And then the playoff start. So apparently there was something about him where they see him very well. But also, you're right, he made 4 starts coming off the injured list after being out for about 3 months. And so he was still sort of working his way back up. So I think it could be kind of a combination of things. And, punches out Bogarts. Nice pitch, inside corner at the knees.
Bogarts did not like that call.
It might have been off the plate, but it's also really close to take with 2 strikes.
With Yamamoto, too, there was that question about whether or not he had been tipping pitches in the first game that he had against the Padres.
Yep.
Have you, and for that matter, Clinton, if he's listening, you guys have watched a ton of baseball.
Right.
Have you ever been able to get a sense or even just spotted when it felt like a pitcher was tipping?
I haven't. The only thing I could think of was Yu Darvish against the Astros in the World Series, but it turns out he wasn't tipping. They had trash cans.
Yeah.
You know, but I think what it is, it really is something that you have to be a major league hitter to sort of pick up on, because you are looking for any possible advantage. And I think it's a thing that to the untrained eye, you're really never going to find out.
I would say this, AK, well, you know where it's easy to notice is at the college level. And so when I've covered a decent amount of games that were, Omaha or otherwise in college, you can tell at that level when guys are just, and it's not always necessarily on delivery. You can tell for various reasons, and that is where it's more noticeable. By the time you get to the pro game, if you're that good, like Marcus said, you're going to really have to be doing something minuscule in order for the pros to pick up on it. But yeah, at lower levels of the game, it's much easier to see for sure.
Yamamoto working a 1-2 count to David Peralta. Just fouled it off.
This is a guy that, as a Dodger fan, has kind of scared me because he's had some big hits in this series, a couple of big home runs. A guy that's sort of unassuming. You don't necessarily pay much attention to him. You're worried about those guys at the top of the lineup, but hitting in that 7th spot, he has been a big catalyst for the Padres.
Yeah, also, too, during one of the broadcasts, they talked about his backstory. I had no idea that he had to, really, really scrape that hard to get into the majors.
Yeah.
And he just got out. Gavin Lux with a catch deep along the first base line because Freddie Freeman's not going
that was another, because in normal times Freddie is going after that ball. He maybe won't catch it, but he's at least in the neighborhood.
Yeah, he can't do it right now. He can't move at all.
And I do wonder if they win tonight and they keep going, it's only going to get worse, right? Because they're not going to have enough days off for it to really get better.
You got to worry about that later. But yes,
right,
it's an issue. You are 100% correct.
You cross that bridge when you come to it. But let's be real. It's Friday night. Their next game is on Sunday evening. It's less than 48 hours for him to get ready for the next game.
Yamamoto now with a 1-0 count against Jake Cronenworth. It's also, too, not that Dodger fans ever had a reason to dislike or be cold towards Freddie Freeman, but this is a year where you got to appreciate this guy.
Yeah.
He's been through so much.
Just beyond the physical. The stuff with his son, the health scare that his son had, it's been an emotional year for Freddie Freeman.
He truly wants to be there for this team. He really does.
All right. Cronenworth, another one who I've put him on the list of Dodger killers. Guys like Paul Goldschmidt, Christian Walker, Nolan Arenado, guys who just have been paying off the mortgage on the Dodgers for the last several years. Jake Cronenworth is another one of those. And close that missed. 3-1 now.
3-1. He basically the same pitch just outside twice.
So I suspect this might be the last inning for Yamamoto. We're in the 5th. He's been lights out so far. Cronenworth, the number 8 hitter. I don't imagine that Dave Roberts wants him as he just grounds out to first. Freeman to Yamamoto, inning over. So he's gone through 5 scoreless innings. I can't imagine Dave Roberts wants him to go through the lineup a 3rd time.
All right. Well, the 5th inning is now top of the 5th now in the books. We will come back in a bit. Andy Kamenetsky, Marcus Grant, ESPN LA Extra.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Hey kids, Uncle Artie here from Pernia Law, here to tell you about our newest partnership deal with Matt Barnes, who has deep LA roots, former Bruin and pro basketball player for both LA teams.
If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
That's right. Call us or slip into the DM, Uncle.Artie.
Uncle Artie's not just my friend, but he's your uncle in the business. Artie Pernia is a seasoned personal injury attorney who works with you so you receive the best possible compensation for your case. Let Uncle Artie and the Pernia Law family provide peace of mind so you can focus on recovery and getting back to you.
If you've been injured in an accident or you're unhappy with your current injury attorney, come to Pernia Law. We take care of you like family. That's why they call me Uncle Artie.
Call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
Everyone knows Earl Hershiser has won numerous awards for his performance on the field. But off the field, he's a great humanitarian, a true friend and partner of mine, and a real bulldog when it comes to business.
Baseball taught me to work hard and respect people. Rotolo Chevrolet does both, and that's why I joined the team.
Rotolo Chevrolet has been Dealer of the Year for 12 straight years. Like Earl, we know something about winning.
I believe they call that a dynasty.
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Bottom of the fifth, and the Dodgers are handling the pressure from the Padres very well so far. 1-0. Yu Darvish is facing Will Smith.
Side note. Oh,
whoa.
Will Smith tried to put down a bunt, trying to catch the Padres napping, just rolled it foul.
When is the last time you've seen Will Smith bunt?
Maybe never?
Like high school?
I was like, I don't think I've ever seen Will Smith bunt. So it looks like Yamamoto is done. He's getting congratulations. Got a hug from Dave Roberts. A lot of handshakes in the dugout. So it looks like his night is done. But if so, pretty good night.
Hell of a night for Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
5 scoreless innings, 2 hits, I think 1 walk.
That is
outstanding.
That is money on a night where his team truly needed him. There is, by the way, a YouTube component for this show. If folks want to chime in, Katie's 35th Burner account, always great, said, AK and Marcus on ESPN LA right now remind me of Jay and Silent Bob hanging outside the store in Clerks but getting paid to do it.
Yep. I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
So true, though. I mean, that's actually a pretty good description. Laker Blue 88, CY carpooled with AK waiting for his ride. And then Laker Blue 88 also chiming in, Marcus caseless on that phone. Caseless phones are the best sign of wealth.
I just got the phone. I have a case that's coming. It hasn't arrived yet. Hopefully it'll be there when I get home tonight.
Look at Marcus flaunting. He knows there's a YouTube component.
I just wanted to make sure that everybody saw.
Doing pretty well for myself. Thank you very much.
Look at this phone I got here.
All right, so Kike is up right now. He's the guy that put the team ahead. A solo shot in his first at-bat. His 14th postseason home run of his career.
Let me just say, if a Kike shot is what holds up as the run that wins this game, that is just an unbelievable thing, if possible.
Yeah.
I mean, as a guy that they brought back, just
right.
to kind of add some utility to the lineup, and he's the guy that potentially wins the series.
I mean, and also, too, a guy that often this season, if we're being honest, looked kind of done. I mean, he has not looked like the guy that first made the city fall in love with him. Like, he has not been close to that guy. There's been, I'm guessing
he's moments, but generally speaking, no.
I'm guessing he's hitting under 230 this year. Let me look it up.
Oh, I thought he got another one. It was a struggle for him because at some point, too, early in the year, he was struggling, Chris Taylor was struggling, and it's like they're both sort of the same guy. They do a lot of the same things, and neither one of them was hitting. And, you sort of wondered, will either one of these guys still be on the roster come October? And sort of, it became a thing where both guys kind of got hot midway through the season and late in the season and have sort of earned their spot here.
By the way, nailed it when I said I don't think he's hitting 230. 229.
There you go.
He's hitting 229.
Just in under the wire.
Yep, but he's got the team up 1-0. Yu Darvish, actually, too. We were talking about Yamamoto. He's been really, really good in this game, too.
Yeah, 2 hits. One of them, unfortunately for him, left the ballpark. But only 2 strikeouts because when he faced them earlier in the series, a lot of swings and misses, a lot of strikeouts. Not quite as much of that so far tonight.
And they just showed Evan Phillips. He is in the pen. I'm assuming he's coming out next.
I would think so. He's coming out for the 6th, no doubt.
Ooh.
Low fastball, called a ball. That felt like one of those because the catcher set up high and Darvish missed the target by a lot. Because it looked like a strike.
So
I think it's because
he missed a strike too.
He missed the target so badly. I think the umpire called out a ball. Well, and just as I said, no swings and misses. A swing and a miss.
Yeah, Kike
strikes out there.
He chased that one.
That breaking ball has been moving, though. It's looked really good.
Oh, I mean, Kike chased so bad on that when he spun himself around. I mean, he really went after that.
He's still alive.
He must have made
he foul tipped it. I guess it didn't. It was not caught. So he's still alive. All right. I know we started the segment with Under Pressure, super random. I don't know if you've ever heard. There's somewhere on the internet floating around just the vocals only from that song.
Oh, I love the isolated vocals of
songs. It
is
amazing to hear Bowie and Freddie Mercury go at it.
I was going to say, when you get guys like Bowie and Freddie Mercury or like a Chris Cornell, like guys who just had next level voices and like incredible range, the isolations with those guys are unbelievable.
Yeah. So Kike ended up striking out on the very next pitch. So another breaking ball couldn't hold up on the check swing. And 2 away, still nobody on, and we got Gavin Lux, I believe, coming up. Lux has had some big at-bats in this series. I mean, the home run the other night that really iced that thing in Game 4, but some big at-bats for Gavin Lux. And there was a stretch for a good month, 6 weeks or so, when Mookie was still out, Muncy was still out, where Gavin Lux was probably the best hitter on the team. Him and Otani were sort of going neck and neck for the guys that were leading this offense.
So in addition, by the way, too, in the chat, with people being fascinated by the way you just frivolously throw money around with your caseless phone, Marcus, they're also noticing that you're Team Android.
I am Team Android. Team Android forever. I mean, it is the more popular of the formats. We have a better camera over on this side. While iPhone people were rejoicing at having a USB charger, it's like, well, we've been over here for a while. Welcome to the 21st century, y'all.
Katie's, oh no. Ground out for Lux. That is the end of the 5th inning, and we will be back momentarily for the 6th inning, and we believe Evan Phillips, Andy Kamenetsky, Marcus Grant, 710 ESPN, ESPN LA Extra.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators...
like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
FX's The Old Man is back.
My daughter has been kidnapped.
Academy Award winner Jeff Bridges.
Things are about to get serious.
Black holes. Golden Globe winner John Lithgow.
Things have changed. Everyone is vulnerable. I will make it back.
Amy Brenneman.
It's scary, this weapon that I've been given.
I won't see it coming.
FX's The Old Man. All new Thursdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
The MLS Cup playoffs are just 2 games away for the Black and Gold. And the young 18-year-old sensation, David Martinez, is on fire.
David Martinez puts it in! Oh, what a rebound shot from David as Delia made the initial save!
LAFC invade Vancouver on Sunday, looking to make it 5 straight wins.
David Martinez has scored!
Pre-game coverage of LAFC versus Vancouver begins Sunday at 4 p.m. on the ESPN LA app.
Just like in sports, you can never predict an accident. It will come when you least expect it. Travis Rogers here with DeMarco Farr to tell you about our friend, Joseph S. Normand.
If you're in any accident, call Joseph at 213-747-2000. The team at Normand Legal is ready to help you and achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Joseph at 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. The law office of Joseph S. Normand.
Hey, it's Mace. There's a lot on the line in this election, from protecting the Social Security you've earned to supporting family caregivers. And you have the power to make the candidates listen, because voters 50 and over decide elections. That's why AARP California has created an election guide with the most up-to-date information about when, where, and how to vote. Get trusted election information at aarp.org/CA votes. That's aarp.org/CA votes. Paid for by AARP.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment, with their trendy, spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official official address.
Look at DeAndre kissing up to us right now. Thinking this gets him out of hot water. Goes and watch Purple Rain. Andy Kamenetsky, Marcus Grant, ESPN LA Extra. We are taking you through the Dodgers, Padres in LA. Game 5. Winner advances to take on the Mets. Loser goes home. Evan Phillips is now in the game.
This is sort of interesting, too, because when the season began, Evan Phillips was the closer for this team. Had a rough patch in the middle of the season where really he struggled, lost the closer job. They ended up going to get Michael Kopech. They tried Blake Trinan. They tried a few different things in that closer role. And Dave Roberts has sort of gone with this mentality of, look, anybody can pitch at any time, always be ready. And it sort of has worked out. And Phillips has slid into roles that are sometimes a little less high leverage and has excelled in those situations. The rest of the night, as long as it stays like this, every pitch is going to be a high leverage pitch.
I was just about to say, this is a high leverage inning for Evan Phillips right now. Even if he's not technically closing this thing, that is a nasty pitch he just threw in.
Yeah, to Arias. Yeah, struck out Higashioka on a nice breaking ball and then fired one on the inside corner to Arias for the first pitch of that at bat.
Yeah, we are in real onions hours here for this baseball.
This is also, too, where Dave Roberts is talking about counting outs time. This is truly the counting outs portion of this game.
Yeah, look at 11 outs that they got to get right now. That they're trying to figure out how to cobble that together through this bullpen. More runs would be nice.
More runs would be welcome. The suggestion box all says more runs.
More runs.
I mean, look, do you think Darvish comes back in?
I think Darvish should. Schilt is not afraid to let his guys go out there and go a little bit. I mean, one of the things he said early in this series is, in his mind, the best bullpen is having good starting pitching and a good offense. And it makes a lot of sense. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Darvish go back out there. I mean, again, aside from the pitch to Kike, hasn't really been in a lot of trouble tonight.
He's given up 2 hits.
That's it.
One of them went long, but
the other one was to Freddie Freeman, who can't run.
I think that might be a situation, boys, where the scoreboard indicates if they manage to tie this game or they manage to get a lead in this inning, I think you leave Darvish in. Otherwise, I can understand coming out. I can understand that.
Well, I'm trying to think where that inning ended. Was it Muncy that made the? No, it was Lux that made the last out.
Yeah, so Edmund, and then you get to the top.
So back to the top.
You know how I know that? I referred to my scorecard that I have here right now that I'm keeping. It comes in handy every once in a while.
I don't know why people are giving you crap for the scorecard.
Because people are dorks, a.k.a. You know this.
I love it.
Thank you.
It's delightful that you do this.
Of course. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just saying, perfect situation for
it. And so now when an announcer says for anybody scoring at home, I know CY is scoring at home.
I'm scoring at work, buddy. I'm not here for free.
Am I remembering this correctly? Did you scorecard our ESPN LA softball game?
I did not. I thought about that, but I did not do that. You are remembering that correctly. It was discussed. Okay. It did not happen.
I appreciate that. It's been a while since I've gone to a major league game by myself, but when I have, I bring the scorebook with me. I will sit in the stands and score a game.
No, I have watched Clinton actually scorecard a game on a television, and that first of all, his style is amazing because Clinton has a background, if you're not aware of this, of
I was a graffiti writer for a long time.
Graffiti writer.
Okay.
And my handwriting looks pretty cool.
Right.
So.
And that his handwriting does look really cool, but also he has that exact same style while keeping a scorecard.
Okay.
It's one of the most unique-looking scorecards you'll ever see.
Thank you. I will post it, and I will tag ESPN Los Angeles after the game for everybody who's seen it. And if you want to see other examples, go to #KidsDigTheScorecard.
Yeah,
you can see all my work.
It's as if the artist Basquiat was doing a scorecard. I mean, that's really what
Shouts
it
to
looks
Jean-Michel.
like.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Saw 2 exhibits of him in the last year or so.
Part of what is amazing about scoring a game, though, is because everybody does it slightly differently, right? It's sort of a dying art, aside from people who are broadcasters and whatever people who report on it.
I think we're past dying.
Right. Right. But it's a dead language.
It kind of is a dead language. I hope to pass it on to my kid. I'm sure he'll be what are we doing? Sort of thing. But I respect it. I appreciate it. I love it.
No, it's fun. It's as much about the sort of artistry of it as it is keeping my head in the game. I don't do like I'm not reverting back to old scorecards to see what happened in insert inning here. It's for me to keep up during the game and have some fun.
I have a couple where I've gone back. Like somewhere in the multiverse, I still have my scorecard from Game 2 of the 1989 World Series between the A's and Giants. Was there my
To
dad?
be fair,
and
the
them.
ones from the World Series that the Nats won are 100% on my wall.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Why wouldn't they be? Absolutely. I remember Mike Moore pitched that game for the A's.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pull.
That is a pull, yes, for sure.
So there's a meeting, by the way, on the mound. 2 outs, the top of the 6th. Phillips on the mound.
Because this is what do we do with Tatis? Like, don't make a mistake to Tatis.
Right. Try to figure out a way to hit it, or if he's going to hit it, where Freddie does not have to move.
Right, exactly.
I mean, seriously.
No, because especially this part of the order, right? You got Tatis up now, Profar is on deck, Machado behind him. This is the out you want to get. I thought he got it off the bat, and he hung his head.
So did I.
Flies out to left.
False alarm. It is under control. The top of the 6 is in the books. Dodgers still up 1-0. We're staying.
We're staying.
All right, I'm staying here. All right. Yeah, off the bat, as my heart sunk a little bit, and then when Tatis dropped his head, I was like, all right, well, he didn't get it.
I'm not going to lie. That looked the part of a home run.
Exhale.
When he first made
Well,
contact.
it's also because it feels like every time he's put the ball in play in this series, he's done something damaging.
Well, I mean, but to put this in perspective, he's been a little bit more quiet the last couple games, which has brought his slugging percentage down to 1.040.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, like slacker.
I would also say, to put this in perspective, he mashes in Dodger Stadium, specifically. The guy is a problem. That one looked, I mean, DeAndre and I both made a noise physically when that ball came off the bat.
All right, well, still, it's through 6, and the bullpen continues to be locked down. I mean, they went and threw a combined 8-pitcher shutout in Game 4. If I remember right, I don't think the Padres have scored since, Game 2 of or inning 2 of Game 3.
Game 3, yeah.
That's it. That's the last time they scored any runs.
Weirdness.
Just
that was the random weirdness.
Yeah, the day the defense just vomited on their shoes and gave up the 6 runs in that inning. That's the last time the Padres have scored a run.
By the way, we were just talking about how much Tatis has just been mashing in this series. I just noticed his OBP right now, I don't know if it's exactly up to date after the last at-bat, but it's currently at 517. Nobody else in this series, at least that's currently in this game, is at 400. His average is at 440. Like, that is just insane.
He has been public enemy number 1 for the Dodgers. And not just this series, but pretty much his career against the Dodgers. I don't know if he inherited it from his father, because famously his dad hit 2 grand slams in the same inning against Chan-Ho Park.
That was a good player.
His dad was a very good player. It's funny too. I remember I lived in Fresno for a long time, and every now and then we'd go out to Fresno Grizzlies games. They were the AAA affiliate of the Giants at the time, and sitting at a game with a buddy, and not knowing that Fernando Tatis Jr. was playing baseball, we sat in and they announced him, and we're like, I wonder if he's the son of crack. Like, yeah, that's probably Fernando Tatis' dad, or son, rather, yeah.
I had a similar experience to that at the Futures game in D.C. because he played in that game, and they did not refer to him as Junior, and they put his face on the board, and I was like, there's no way Fernando Tatis is in there. He looked exactly like him at the time. It was borderline spooky. I was like, what is happening here? I was like, oh, my goodness, he cloned him. He's not just his son. He's a literal clone. It was wild.
All right, so we are through, 5.5, going to the bottom of the 6th. Dodgers with 9-1-2, and it would be nice to see Shohei get something going, because he has been flummoxed by Yu Darvish.
Yeah.
Not just in this game. I mean, Darvish has really just tied him in knots in general, which, maybe that's to see Otani, because he said Darvish has been his idol for years.
I mean, Otani, in all honesty, outside of that big 3-run homer, he's been pretty quiet in this series.
Had a couple of singles, had a nice RBI single in Game 4. But yeah, I thought he was going to come into the series and just go nuclear. That hasn't been the case. I don't think he's been bad.
No, I don't think he's been bad either. I'm just saying that because the confidence had been so low, I think among a lot of Dodger fans, and the ESPN pundits picked the Padres to win this series like 81-19, something like that. And because there have been these recent failures by Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts and some of the struggles that have been going on, I think everybody just assumed Otani's going to carry them because he's the one guy that nobody is doubting.
Right. And like I said, he's been fine, not necessarily great. It's been really refreshing, obviously, to see Mookie Betts come to life in the last couple of games. But, tonight, this has been about the pitching tonight. Yamamoto and Darvish, I guess Evan Phillips throw in there now after his scoreless inning, but this has been all about the arms tonight.
Well, I mean, look, here's the thing, too. Assuming, we're not there yet, but assuming the Dodgers can close this out in advance, there's something to be said, I think, for them psychologically, spiritually, to know that they managed to win this series without Otani carrying them. Like that, it was not Superman who just put everyone on his back and got them to the next round. Like they had to pull themselves through it.
Which I think we all sort of knew intellectually. I think we knew that if they were going to get through this first round, it was going to have to be a team effort, that one guy was not going to pull them through, especially against a team as good as the Padres. And you do sort of wonder, if they get through this, is the weight off? Do they breathe that sigh of relief? Is the gorilla off their back about getting out of the first round? And not that the Mets will be a walk, because they right now are the scariest team going in the playoffs. But it just, you wonder, like all that talk about first round failures dissolves. And do they exhale a little bit if they win this?
So Darvish was Otani's idol, you said?
Yeah. Everything I've heard is that Otani really thinks of himself as a pitcher first. He only turned himself into one of the greatest offensive players we've ever seen. But yeah, Darvish was one of the players that he looked up to growing up in Japan.
Think about it. I mean, he's 38. Like, it's an age thing as much as anything.
That is just what I was about to say. I actually forgot that Darvish is that old. Like that he really is that much
legit elder
Otani.
Statesman in terms of the generation of Japanese players, never mind pitchers who's come to the bigs.
It's funny, actually, at a practice, a Lakers practice maybe a week and a half ago, Rui was asked, who you rooting for, who you got, Dodgers or Padres, and Rui, being in L.A., and he always does the L.A. sign, immediately went L.A., and then all of a sudden it dawned on him, oh, wait, Darvish is with the Padres. It's kind of my guy, too. Like, thankfully, nobody even brought up Yamamoto, or else I think his head would have spun. But he was like, well, I'm not sure what to do now. I'm a big fan of both. But I think he actually has a, personal relationship with Darvish. Like, I got the impression he does not really know Otani. Like, I think he's met him but doesn't know him. Darvish, I think he actually knows.
All right. Darvish strikes out Otani again. Just whatever reason, Darvish just knows how to get Otani out, and it looks like he knows how to get Mookie Betts out as well. Another quick inning. So we are through 6 in a game that is flying along.
Yes,
right
it
now.
is. We are dangerously close, Marcus, to having to do real radio.
I know,
at some point. A little bit concerned. 877-710-ESPN.
Always, the ball always finds you, right? When you're least expecting, the ball will find you.
Break. All right, we are going to take a break real quick. We will be back, obviously, to see how it is the bottom of the 6th.
Top of the 7th. We're going now.
Excuse me, top of the 7th. Again, I wasn't used to actually having to do anything. Andy Kamenetsky, Marcus Grant, ESPN LA Extra.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installation with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
We've got you covered this preseason, Lakers fans. Grab exclusive merch to add to your closet at LakersStore.com. Snag the latest jerseys, shirts, hats, and more to rep the purple and gold. Find your next game day fit in one of our exclusive collections. We've got something for the entire family. Mom, dad, kids, and babies too. Get ready for the season. Shop the newest collection at thelakersstore.com. That's thelakersstore.com. Let's go Lakers.
Hey, Travis here. It's time to get out and get dirty. Toy Hauler RV season is officially open. Bring your toys along for less through October 20th at your Toy Hauler headquarters, Mike Thompson's RV. Revved up discounts across a huge inventory. Check this out today at MikeThompson.com. That's MikeThompson.com.
Hey kids, Uncle Artie here from Pernia Law, here to tell you about a newer sponsorship deal with Matt Barnes, who has deep LA roots, former Bruin and pro basketball player for both LA teams.
If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law. And there's never any upfront fees. They collect when you collect. And for the record, their win-loss record puts them in the top of the standings. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
Football is back, and so is Shake Shack's free chicken Sundays. Going on now, Shake Shack is offering a free Chicken Shack with $10 minimum purchase with code Chicken Sunday in Shack or on ShakeShack.com on Sundays only. Terms apply.
I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke. Now I slam it when I'm gonna make sure it's broke. When I'm gone, no one gets on, cause I won't let nobody press up and mess up the scene I set. I like to stand in the crowd and watch the people wonder, damn, but think about it, then you're
ESPN LA Extra, Andy Kamenetsky, Marcus Grant. It is the top of the 7th, Game 5. Padres, Dodgers in LA. Evan Phillips still on the mound.
A little bit of a surprise there. They're letting him go at least another inning, especially they've got Vesia warming in the bullpen. Would have thought with Profar, the left-hander, leading off the inning, maybe you bring in the lefty Vesia, but maybe they want to get Phillips matched up on Machado, who is up next.
Yeah, and look, the way Phillips is pitching right now, Dave just might be like, screw the matchup. I like how he's throwing.
Could be. Had a really good 6th inning. Went 1-2-3 that inning. 1-2 on Profar right now. He threw a fastball up high. They got called for a strike, and they showed a replay. Profar looked back to Machado in the on-deck circle, and Machado just kind of grimaced and shook his head, saying that, he didn't think that was a strike.
No, clearly he did not. But 2-2 to Profar,
who's been pretty quiet offensively. I mean, he had obviously the big catch, but offensively has been fairly quiet in this series.
Yes, he has. Be interesting, too, to see if Phillips finishes the inning, or if Vesia is for somebody specific after Machado. Either way, Profar is out, goes down
just
looking
frozen on a.
He went down looking at the pitch and then looking at the umpire. He is staring back.
That's a good pitch. Again, that's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. That's a good pitch by Evan Phillips.
Rob Lowe in the house.
Rob Lowe rocking the Dodger gear.
Yeah, you know that he loves the Dodgers because that man hates to show his alliance. He wants to keep it neutral at all times.
Does he have like an MLB logo hat that he can just wear when he's in the stands?
By the way, quick aside, his podcast is really good. Like, Rob Lowe is a really good interviewer.
So I didn't know he had a podcast, but everybody has a podcast, so yes. I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
But it's very good. I mean, he brings on a lot of famous people. He knows everybody, and they're comfortable with him. Mm-hmm. But he's a very good interviewer. Like, he does a good job generating conversation. Machado's got a 1-0 count right now, 1 out, top of the 7th. Phillips dealing.
Is he the most successful Brat Packer?
It depends on how wide you're allowing for Brat Pack membership.
Okay.
Because there were the guys who were considered like the central members of it. Your Rob Lowe's, your Andrew McCarthy's, Emilio,
right.
Demi Moore, Molly Ringwald. Lowe has had the most longevity. But then if you start getting towards almost like the MCU of
right.
the Brat Pack,
right.
If you include Tom Cruise wins hands down.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's sort of on the fringes to me.
He was considered fringy. He was in The Outsiders, and The Outsiders was a big part
Absolutely,
of the Brat Pack.
because you had all those guys in there. C. Thomas Howell.
Yes. By the way, this was a very, very dangerous, irresponsible question of you to ask me, because I could completely forget about this game. I
had no idea. I didn't know I was opening.
I am kind of a Brat Pack.
Did
obsessive.
not know I was going down a rabbit hole here.
I've probably read like 3 books on the Brat Pack. I'm something of a Brat Pack junkie.
All right.
2-2 to Machado.
Oh!
Gone.
Huge out there.
Filthy
Gone.
pitch.
Huge out. Machado
Filthy.
was flailing the entire AB, was fooled, never on balance. Evan Phillips diced him up.
And so that's going to be it for Phillips.
You
They're gonna
called
go to
it.
Vesia.
You called it.
Yep.
He wanted
that
Phillips.
matchup. And if the bullpen holds, that potentially is the last time you see Manny Machado in the 2024 season.
I'd go so far as to say that was a flat-out bad AB.
It was a bad AB.
By
Just
Machado.
chased.
I don't know what he was looking for there, but he didn't get close to any of it.
No. But yes, if they can go through the order, in order the rest of the way, you don't have to face Machado again in this game.
Evan Phillips right now gesturing to the crowd to get loud. Bottom of the 7th coming. It's so funny. Like, so much time has passed in the regular season to where we are now, and there's been so many different storylines, so many ups and downs, injuries for this team. And this is what makes baseball like a very unique sport, because it's so long leading up to this, and I think it's such a difficult sport to game the system.
Yes.
Like, I don't care how much talent you put on your team. At the end of the day, it's an individual sport, and guys only have so much control over a game. So it's like everything that's led up to this means everything and nothing at the same time.
It's one of my frustrations about like the play-in series, basically that wild card series, and even these short series that you get here in the DS, because the whole point of a 162-game season is that you separate the elite teams from everybody else. And I know for baseball, it makes a ton of money. It adds another layer of excitement, but it also sort of diminishes what it means to go through 162 games. I mean, obviously before I was ever born, it used to be you played the season, your top team in the American League played your top team in the National League. That was your World Series. You didn't have an actual playoff.
That is anticlimactic.
It is sort of anticlimactic. Look, it could be worse. It could be the Premier League where you just play all year long and whoever has the most points just gets a trophy.
Really?
Oh, yeah, there's no playoffs in the Premier League.
Really? I don't follow soccer.
Oh, yeah, no.
I
So
really
you
didn't know
play,
that.
and you get points like hockey, right? You get 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and none for a loss. And at the end of the season, the team with the most points is your champion.
This is also why relegation works.
Relegation's
because
amazing.
Because
Yes.
relegation is more of an economic model than it is a competitive one, but it works, because there are no tournaments. That's why the Champions League is such a big deal, because it's an actual tournament that involves other teams, as opposed to what is your league, which is just known as the domestic table. So
Right.
That's all it is.
Yep.
People make that big of a deal out of a league with no playoffs.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm with CY. I would love to see relegation and promotion in American sports.
I do not. That's a separate matter. I was
Oh.
just saying that I think people falsely misunderstand relegation as a competitive, concoction. It is in fact an economic one. There's no world in which because they have open leagues. They don't have open leagues in the U.S., meaning you cannot just jump in and out of a league based on the fact that you have money and a team. You have to be a charter member, et cetera, et cetera. That's not how it works in Europe for reasons that have to do with labor laws as much as they have to do with sports.
By the way, proving that I'm in no way threatening anybody who calls baseball, I accidentally pushed us ahead in this inning where they are. We are still in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. Vesia on the mound. Joe Davis is not losing sleep over me.
But a quick 2 strikes to Jackson Merrill as well, and right now's got him off balance.
And that is the matchup also Dave Roberts wanted.
You wanted a lefty coming in against Merrill, who looks like is going to be your National League Rookie of the Year, barring a major upset. You get this, you go hitting in the bottom of the 7th inning with a chance to try and extend what is a 1-0 lead. The home run from Kike Hernandez standing up so far.
It feels right now like another run. Oh. Came very close to hitting Merrill high, like face high.
Yeah, that was up and in. Buzzed the tower there.
Yeah, clearly not intentional. You would not do that in this situation.
No, you're not. But you know what? You give him something to think about, and you don't let him get comfortable. And that breaking ball just has Merrill off balance. He has not had a good swing on it so far. So I'd imagine as long as that continues, if I'm Vesia, I keep flipping it up there.
Yeah, 1-2 to Merrill right now. He just fouled one off to the left side.
So and now it becomes a question of, if Vesia gets out of this, do you bring him back for the 7th, or do you go somewhere else? Do you just use him for the one hitter, the one matchup here?
Got him.
Whew.
He got him.
Blew a fastball by him.
Jesse would have Bogarts, Peralta, and the Crone Zone coming up afterwards.
You might want him for Cronenworth, so he may come back for another inning.
We shall see. But look, similar to what went on with the bullpen game in Game 4 taking us here, still baseball to be played. There's no jinxes in effect, whatever. But Dave Roberts has been pushing some really good buttons, figuring out who he's putting on the mound and when.
He's managed his bullpen incredibly well, and that was always one of the criticisms of him in the last few postseasons, is that it felt like he was sort of painting by numbers a little bit, and it came to backfire on him. This year, every button he's pushed in this series has gone well. And look, some of that is the guys going out there themselves and performing. Of course. You know, I mean, it's one thing to put guys in a situation. It's another thing for them to go out and make the pitches or get the hits. The guys are performing, but Dave Roberts has made some really great decisions.
I have actually wondered, and it's pure speculation on my part. I'm not close to the Dodgers team or the clubhouse or anything like that, but I've wondered, Dave Roberts has to be aware that even if, you know, he may not feel like he's definitively getting fired if they lose this series, he's got to have heard enough noise to wonder if it could happen. And like he's been in baseball his whole life. He knows how this stuff works. Mm-hmm. He might be feeling like, you know what? If I'm going to get fired, I'm going to get fired making my own decisions as opposed to decisions that are getting pushed on me.
I do wonder, like, is he sort of going against the Andrew Friedman model here in terms of how he's managing?
Is this unleashed Dave Roberts?
Right? Is this Maximum Dave we're getting here in this one? Because you and I sat here on Wednesday night watching Game 4 and talking about how he's sort of managed it backwards with Kopech coming in the third.
Yeah.
And they held Landon Knack back for the ninth inning, which is the complete opposite of how I would have imagined that was going to go.
I have, again, another just totally wild speculative theory, and I have no way of knowing if this was even sort of possible. I was wondering if, because remember Freddie Freeman was originally in the lineup, then not, and Freeman said this was gamesmanship.
Yes.
And I don't even know what that would matter with so much time in between the announcement and the actual lineup, but whatever. Was there a chance that Landon Knack was also gamesmanship? Like from the beginning.
Maybe.
There was never a chance of him starting Game 4.
See if the Padres are licking their chops at the idea of facing a rookie in a closeout game,
or just the idea of whether up 2-1, down 2, like down 1-2, whatever. Like I have to imagine if they were down, down 2-1, down 1-2, they're not going to do it either way.
Right.
Like I was wondering if he also was just something that they had not been planning on.
Maybe. I did think it was interesting, the Freddie Freeman gamesmanship thing. Like, hey, we're gonna make you think that our hobbled superstar is going to be in the lineup, and then all of a sudden at the last moment pull him out. Maybe. I mean, all signs pointed to Landon Knack getting a start, and all of a sudden he didn't. And by the way, Yu Darvish still in the ballgame.
I'll tell you guys a quick story about Dave and the button pressing. Was that after Game 3. After the game ends, the pressers happen. Dave comes in first. Dave comes in and immediately says, bullpen game, no questions asked. Like he was focused on a level that I think what you're talking about, AK, was he knew what his plan was going to be. It didn't matter what was going around him. And Schilt came in, and I told the story earlier, but somebody said, okay, who are you going to pitch? And Schilt said, wow, that was a good game, wasn't it? Kind of like acting as if like that's all you care about. And I was like, ooh, these two dudes have two completely different mindsets going into Game 4, and you saw what happened. Dave executed his plan, Schilt didn't.
Freddie with a one-hop grounder, didn't even get out of the box.
No, I don't blame him.
Just look, it's what you said. He's either going to make an out, he's going to get a single, he's going to hit a home run.
Yeah.
Those
are your options.
Those are the
Maybe
three
a walk.
outcomes.
I suppose he could get a walk.
So those are the four potential outcomes for any Freddie Freeman.
There are no extra base hits.
That's just not.
I mean, actually,
guess. I mean, someone falls down.
Well, I was going to say if Freddie, and may not even be another opportunity, but if Freddie had gotten on base, this might have been a point where you put in a pinch runner.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like if it happens late, I mean, he may not get another bat. We'll see how it goes. But if he gets on base and you need that run, you do have to think about pinch running for him, which I guess in theory would moves Muncy over to first base. I would imagine Chris Taylor is probably your runner, and he comes in to play third. I guess is how that goes.
That'll get the fans excited.
Look, I know he had a rough night in Game 4. I think it was 4 strikeouts for Chris Taylor.
One for each time he moved position.
But honestly, the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season, he was one of their better hitters. But he did have a rough Game 4.
So it's now 1-1 to Teoscar Hernandez, 1 out, bottom of the 7th.
I mean, Darvish only had 73 pitches.
He has been really, really good.
He's been nails, and I mean, to this point, I don't know if the Padres have even any movement in their bullpen. I mean, this is Darvish's game for the time being. Man, Dodgers haven't threatened him in any way at all.
Just threw inside. It's now 2-1. He does. Again, I forgot he's 38. He does not look 38.
No, and yeah, it's right. You go back and remember. I mean, this guy was a phenom when he came over. Obviously, Dodger fans don't necessarily remember him fondly. Though I will say this.
Teoscar. Teoscar. Solo shot to left. Second home run this postseason for Teoscar. 2-0 Dodgers.
A monster shot. Much like Kike's about halfway up the pavilion. A monster shot.
Yu Darvish's body language after that pitch was all, oh, crap. Like, he knew the minute that pitch left his hand, that was not good.
No, I mean, just when the pitcher drops his head immediately after the swing, you know it.
There you go.
And the sunflower seed shower goes to Teoscar Hernandez.
Are those previously chewed sunflowers?
I would really hope not.
Yeah, I was going to say, I am way too big of a germphobe to engage in that nonsense.
I really hope not. And he's the one who started it.
Did he?
Yeah, he was the one who started the sunflower seed celebration.
With Otani, yeah.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Muncy's up right now. It's now a 1-0 count. Darvish threw a curve that he seemed to gesture that's not a strike.
Is he a little rattled right now, maybe?
He seemed unhappy with that call.
And Muncy, no, I don't think he got it. Okay. He got under it.
Okay.
The swing suggested he did, but Tatis catches it right in foul territory, right at the wall. 2 away, though, but a big swing.
Never going to a game with AK. He's that guy jumping up at every fly ball and thinking it's over.
It's too high.
Man, but yeah, Teoscar just mashed it.
Yes, he did. Oh, God, Darvish.
Darvish just dropped an F-bomb as soon as Teoscar hit it.
Yeah, he was not happy the moment he saw that ball leave.
No, I mean, it was no doubt about it. 16 of the Dodgers' 24 runs via the home run in this series. So here's the thing. They are a team that is going to live and die with the long ball.
Yep.
In previous postseasons, they have died with the long ball. Right now, they're living with it.
All right, Yu Darvish is, I believe, out. We're going to take a break, see who is coming in to relieve him. Andy Kamenetsky, Marcus Grant, Clinton Yates as well. ESPN LA Extra.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station. Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Come out for a day of golf and fun and help support the men and women who fight for our freedom.
On Monday, November 11th, the Pacific Palms Resort in the City of Industry will play host to the 2024 Land of the Free Foundation Veterans Day Golf Classic. All proceeds from the tournament will go directly to charities who support the men and women of our armed forces. For more information on the tournament, please visit the website landofthefreefoundation.org or give them a call at 562-833-4361.
Mr. October? Ha! I'm Mr. Morongo. I hit home runs for good times. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Whether your ace is on the mound or in your hand, it's a win-win watching all of baseball's playoff games at Sideline Sports Bar.
Number 2.
Get a 1.79 quart terracotta pot when you earn 500 points on your rewards card, the 15th.
And the number 1 reason.
Yin Yang Twins, featuring Young Jock, live October 18th.
Morongo, good times.
Update on the game within the game right now. Game 5 in the bottom of the 7th. Dodgers up 2-0. New pitcher in for the Padres. LeBron.
Jason Adam, I believe it is.
Jason Adam is in. LeBron is at the game. LeBron and Savannah. I couldn't tell if that was Braun or not. There's a younger guy next to LeBron in a hat, though. It's hard to see his face with the hat, but LeBron is in attendance right now, watching the Dodgers try to build or at least preserve this 2-0 lead over the Padres. Bottom of the 7th, Will Smith at bat. Good comment, actually, I just saw from the YouTube page right now, and please jump in if you want, from PJ Garcia. The Padres batters look shook. They haven't scored in forever.
22 innings, I believe, is what it is.
I think
since they last scored.
I think they're starting to feel the pressure.
And they are now, they've got 6 outs left to work with, and they're getting toward the bottom of the lineup. They have gone through the big bats. So, Machado has potentially been done. Tatis potentially may not get another at bat. So they are running out of outs, and the Dodgers are really in a good position. We'll see who comes out, if it's going to be Vesia again in the 8th, if they go to Kopech. We'll see how they kind of close this thing out. I imagine Kopech you're kind of saving for the 9th inning as Will Smith gets a 2-out single.
There you go. There you go to left field, and you just want to PJ's point in the comments, just keep that pressure going.
Yeah.
Just do not give them any feeling of life whatsoever, because this is a team, this Padres squad, that runs on its emotions. I think for better and for worse. But if they don't feel, the invincibility that they're always looking to project, they may be one of those groups that doesn't know what to do with itself. Like, they don't know how to generate it unless they're the ones really just controlling the emotions of a game.
Will Smith steals second base.
AK, I think you're right, though, because if you're thinking about this beyond this series, I mean, it's one thing to turn it up to beat the Padres. This is still just the DS. Like, you better be trying to play your best baseball in terms of gassing out, period, because not only are you have 2 more series to try to bring home a trophy, but you got the Mets, and the Mets are red hot, and that's a real thing.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, no, the Mets are scary right now because they sort of have that team of destiny feel to them where everything is sort of coming up roses for them. So they are not going to be an easy out for whoever wins this series.
This has been kind of a YOLO game for Will Smith. He attempted a bunt. He's stealing a base.
He hit that home run a couple nights ago. He's just feeling himself now,
This is like the spotting a Bigfoot game for Will Smith. It's like things you never see are happening.
All right, so 0-2 to Kike, fouls one back, 2 outs, runner at second. So I'm looking at this, and you will get at least one more at bat for Arias and Tatis. The way things are set up, if the Padres go down in order in the 8th, then the 9th inning will be Higashioka back to the top of the order, and Arias and Tatis. So you at least, if you're the Padres, you get your number 1 and 2 hitters up at least one more time.
Okay. Kike takes it high, now 1 and 2.
Which means, again, more runs, the better for the Dodgers right now. Here's the thing. That stolen base potentially is big because Will Smith is in scoring position, which means if Kike can get a base hit, it could be a 3-0 game.
The way things are going, it could, emphasize could,
right.
be enough.
I mean, look, hey, the other night, Teoscar hit what looked like an RBI double. It hits the umpire on the arm, and Shohei Otani gets thrown out at home plate.
There have been so many weird things in this series. Like, just so many weird happenings.
And ground ball to third.
Ground ball to third. 7th inning over. Dodgers, though, up 2-0, extending the lead.
Weird thing, apparently the MLB Gamecast is ahead of us here on DirecTV. So the Gamecast kind of spoiled that at bat for me, sadly.
Have you seen the state of the televisions in this station?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a little bit of a spoiler alert there on that one. I tried to keep it to myself.
May have to adjust the rabbit ears.
So maybe I have to not watch the. I was actually just looking at it mostly to see what who was coming up next for the Padres. And
any clue?
Yeah, it's going to be Bogarts leading things off, followed by David Peralta and Cronenworth. So you got a couple of lefties, so I would not be surprised if you see Vesia stay in the game to face the two left-handed hitters.
This is tense, man. This is, like, I'm somebody who likes baseball, but I don't love it. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, in the regular season, I have the Dodgers are on in my house a lot because my wife is a big Dodger fan. But she also can only watch if they're winning. So it's often her just on her phone looking at anything but the game, but it's on in the background.
Right.
So I see a lot of baseball, but I'll be honest, like, the methodicalness of it and the slowness and the often nothing happening.
It is a grind.
Like, that to me is what makes regular season baseball tough at times, but it is also what makes playoff baseball amazing.
So
amazing.
One of the best descriptions of baseball in general I ever heard was someone said it is an island of chaos and an ocean of boredom. And
that's great.
And in the regular season, when you're doing that 162 times, it is hard to consistently be engaged, which, by the way, is also, I think, what makes, if you win 100 games, what makes it impressive because it is the day in, day out of it all. But it's also what sort of makes playoff baseball that much more exciting because it is that building of tension over the course of 9 innings.
This speaks to also, I mean, for as much as people focus on Dave Roberts or whatever manager, the decisions that they make, and those decisions do matter. Over the course of the regular season, your manager's main job is keeping guys on the same page for 162 games and keeping a bunch of grown millionaires from killing each other because they are around together all the time. The season is monotonous as hell. Like, Marcus, I don't know if you've ever covered a baseball season, but I know Clinton has. I have. Like, Brian and I, my brother Brian and I, for 3 years covered the Dodgers for the LA Times.
Yeah.
We only traveled, if at all, during the playoffs, and we realized like maybe a month and a half or 2 months into the first season doing it, we don't both need to be here every game. So we were eventually splitting up just the home games, and I was burned out. Like, it is so monotonous.
So I did play-by-play for 2 seasons of minor league baseball.
Okay.
And yeah, I remember at one point, I mean, I was in the California League, but at some point, it's August, we're just barely on the fringes of the playoff chase. You're in Bakersfield. It's 100 degrees, and you start to wonder, like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Sort of that moment.
I think the hard part about it that people often don't realize if they're not around baseball teams a lot is that it is in fact boring for the players too.
Yes,
and that's the hardest part is keeping guys motivated is not just a function of personal safety; it's a function of any ability to win. You know what I mean? And it's a really hard balance at this level. Especially when you add in expectations, it makes it almost impossible.
It can get so slow and monotonous, and it can just feel like Groundhog Day. Like, I remember when. Do you remember when Sandy Alomar Jr. he had like 1 season on the Dodgers?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember pregame, I walked in and I noticed in the clubhouse he was wearing a sock tied around his head.
Okay.
And I asked him, I'm like, "What do you have that sock tied around your head for?"
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Why?
Why don't you have a sock tied?"
I was like,
"Because
I want to know." And he's like, "It's to keep sweat out of my eyes." I'm like, "Is that it?" And he's like, "Why are you asking me this?" And I said to him, "Because it's June, and I'm 2 months in, and I'm looking for something.
I need a story,
like a
right
little
now.
bit of detail. Like I had to do these pregame blogs." And he's like, "You're actually going to write about this?" I said, "Yes, yes, I am."
Yeah.
Sandy, congratulations, you made the lead of the Los Angeles Times Dodger blog. But I'm like, you're looking for anything, and these guys, I guarantee, are also escaping boredom in a lot of ways as well. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, come back. Andy Kamenetsky, Marcus Grant, Clinton Yates, DeAndre, ESPN LA Extra.
Gear up and get out to Kelsey's at Pachanga, the top spot in the Temecula Valley to watch all the Monday Night Football action. Dozens of TVs means all your favorite games, plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus, you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pachanga.com and follow at Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, it's Travis with Prize Picks. Did you know that you can win up to 100 times your money with Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks? That's right. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. And Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. So why not join 10 million users and sign up today? Prize Picks puts its members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. So when my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. This week on Prize Picks, I'm looking at football. Patrick Mahomes, more than 267.5 passing yards, and Saquon Barkley for more than 67.5 rushing yards. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code 710 to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's right. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Said before, Marcus, Andy Kamenetsky, Marcus Grant taking you through Game 5, Padres, Dodgers, that this just been a series with weird crap happening. The reason Kopech is now in this game and Vesia is out is apparently Vesia hurt himself in some way during his warm-up.
Like he came out to start the 8th inning, and then next thing you know, Dave Roberts is out there, and Michael Kopech now has the ball. So he gets to face Bogarts, Peralta, and
the Crone Zone.
The Crone Zone. Cronenworth. Line out, right to Gavin Lux.
All right.
So there you go. First out for Kopech.
Yeah, that was weird. I remember both of us were like, and the sound is off in the studio, and we don't have any like closed caption or whatever. It was very difficult to tell what exactly was happening.
I actually, because before we found out that apparently it's an injury to Vesia, I thought maybe this was more gamesmanship.
Yes.
Maybe they brought out Vesia, got the Padres to bring up a pinch hitter, and then brought in Kopech. But no, that is not at all the case. So now, if you are the Dodgers, if you're a Dodger fan, and they do go on to win this game, now you do have to worry about how serious is this injury to Vesia, because you only have 2 left-handers in the bullpen. You got Vesia, you've got Banda in the bullpen. You can't really afford to lose one of those guys.
Well, in the meantime, though, Kopech is throwing smoke to David Peralta. He's already ahead in the count 0-2.
He comes out humming.
Yes, he does. Like he's another one of those guys who does not screw around when he's on the mound.
And I appreciate that.
Very intense fella.
And that's a pop-up.
How do we feel about Kopech and his look? The beard,
he
and
looks
ponytail.
He looks like did you see BoJack Horseman? He's like Judah, who was the assistant to.
Yes.
Yeah, that's who he looked. That's
It's
why
like
I think
a weird. First of all, love the BoJack reference. BoJack Horseman. For those who have not seen it, get yourself to Netflix and watch it. It is such a great show. Kopech's got like a weird combo of like hipster and hillbilly going.
Yeah, because he's got the big like. If you were walking around in Silver Lake, you wouldn't look twice at him.
Oh, not even close. That guy. There's 5 guys on every block. In Silver Lake.
Plus, he's got like the arm sleeve tat.
100%. But he's got the first 2 outs quickly, so now he gets Cronenworth with nobody on.
Oh my!
And is quickly ahead 0-2. Like he is not effing around in this one.
No. He's now got an 0-2 count, and that last pitch was 100.
I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. But the guy with the funky motion, he did the arm thing. And
Craig Kimbrell.
Kimbrell, that's it.
Yes.
I couldn't believe I forgot his name. He's very Kimbrell-esque these days for Kopech.
Which, side note, versus the 0-2 pitch here.
Whoa.
Woo.
My.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Oh, my.
And he drops a let's bleep and go as he walks off the mound. A quick, easy inning for Michael Kopech. And now the Padres down to their final 3 outs. 100 miles an hour at the letters. You're not catching up to that very often.
I cannot imagine just standing in a batter's box and a pitcher saying, you know what? I promise I'm not going to hit you. I'm not going to throw it anywhere near you. But just stand here and see what that's like. I would run out of that batter's box so quickly.
You didn't see anything.
No. So I remember talking, when I was still doing baseball, talking to a guy. One of our players faced a pitcher who threw 100. And this was back, 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. When nobody really threw that. And so this guy comes out of the bullpen, throwing triple digits, strikes out a guy on 3 pitches. Afterwards, I asked him, what was it like standing in there? He's like, dude, I didn't even see it. he said, I heard it go by 3 times, and that was it. Now every team has a couple guys that throw 100, but once upon a time, it was a big deal if you threw over 90, 95, it used to be a big deal. Now, that is sort of par for the course. If you're not throwing 90,
you're not making it. That's a whole other conversation to be had about
is.
how arms are being treated. But yeah, you're exactly right, man. You're not seeing 100, AK. You might hear it.
You might hear it.
I mean, that is a terrifying proposition. Like, picture how fast, if you've got like a long, empty stretch of the freeway that you might hit, and then picture that car in the form of a baseball coming right at you.
From 60 feet away.
Yes. Yeah. That is
terrifying.
Woo.
Just terrifying. I laughed thinking about, and I don't even know if he was around 100, but that Randy Johnson at bat versus John Kruk in the All-Star game, where at some point Kruk just turned the batting helmet around backwards, like a combat helmet, and just kind of stood there in the batter's box and look. He just took his 3 swings and just moved on. He's like, I don't even want to be here right now.
The one that I think of, and this is something I think about a lot, is the Gagne Bonds.
Yes.
At AB, where he took a 101 pitch out foul. And looked at Gagne like, I can handle that so bad that I yanked it foul. Next pitch, dead center. Buck 0-2 was like, sorry, buddy, that's not going to work. My steroids are better than yours.
It's funny because I remember I was working for another radio station in Fresno at the time, and we were having like a big event. We were sort of crowning. It was a weird pageant sort of thing, and this one young lady was standing on stage just making a speech, trying to present her case to win this award. And the game was on. We were at a sports bar. The game was on above her head on this giant screen. Bonds hit the home run, and no one heard a word this girl said because the whole place went bananas over the Bonds home run. I actually felt really bad for her because she was a really lovely lady, really, really intelligent, and nobody knows what she said because Bonds took Gagne deep.
All right, bottom of the 8th has now commenced. Gavin Lux at the plate.
So Jason Adam still in. He took over for you, Darvish. Again, Darvish was great tonight. 2 mistakes. That was it, and that's the difference in the ball game right now.
Yep.
But other than that, there's been no sustained offense.
Dude, the pitching in this
either
game
side.
has been great.
has been fantastic. So Lux grounds out. It's Edman. And then Otani gets to face someone who is not Yu Darvish. So he actually might be thankful for that.
He is.
I missed that. Was that 3-1 or was that? He grounds out to first. Was it U3 or 3-1?
3-1.
Okay, thank you.
3-1. Yep.
Appreciate that.
Update your scorecard, Clinton.
There's a couple that I've missed and just hit grounded to first. I've gone half and half. Now, some of them I've probably given Freddie a couple more putouts than he
probably he's earned in this one. Do you? I assume you score in pencil?
Come on, son. I'm Clinton Yates. Stop it. There's nothing but pens back here.
Dude. He occasionally goes spray can.
Don't let me get the aerosols out.
Yeah. This man does not need a pencil.
No. Level is expert.
Respect it. Respect it.
No, you really need to look at one of his cards. It's amazing.
Just type in the hashtag.
What's the hashtag?
Kids dig the scorecard.
All right, I'm totally going to check this
All
out.
one word. You'll see
check
it.
this out. Meantime, come on, Tommy Edman. It'd be nice to get something going here.
No, it won't be this time. He just grounded out to second, routine play. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Dodgers still up 2-0. This really has been one hell of a pitcher's game. They just showed the great Mary Hart on the screen. Rob Lowe's got his hat off. Jason Bateman.
Who is another diehard Dodger fan.
Yes, he is. He's a
there
big Dodger fan. Jimmy Kimmel.
Dave Winfield in the house.
Love Dave.
Dave Winfield.
There's LeBron.
Dave Winfield, 3-sport athlete.
Yep. Brad Pitt.
He's really been working the bucket hats recently.
You know what?
He likes a bucket hat.
Yeah. It's clean.
I enjoy a good bucket hat myself.
I wonder if he discovered the power of the bucket hat for him. Not that he doesn't look particularly good in whatever he wears, but in the movie
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No.
I'm just
Bullet Train. He wears a bucket hat a lot in Bullet Train.
You saw that film.
It's good.
Okay.
It's a fun movie.
Very well.
Did
you find the hashtag, Marcus?
I did. I'm looking at one of your scorecards here. I dig the handwriting. No, I dig it.
And I switch up books too. I'm not one of these people that's dedicated to one book or another. I'll get a new book every season and won't even fill it up.
100%.
You know, why
100%.
not? I don't care. I got 1 million of them laying around the house.
Yeah, no, it's I used to when I was actually doing games, had like a big thick one. But now I just go like whatever the Big Five scorebook is.
Oh, that's what you use? Yeah. The Wilson one?
Yeah, just kind of that. Which, is great as long as the game doesn't go like more than 10 innings. Like if it goes more than 10 innings, then you're in trouble at that point.
I got a couple guys, and this one in particular, numbersgame.co if you want to check out the one I'm using.
Okay. All right. I was a big fan of the Bob Carpenter scorebook for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was the Nats guy for a while.
Yeah.
I have a signed scorebook from Bob because I got one from him.
All right. Very cool.
Seen Bullet Train twice. It's a fun movie. It's very fun. All right, so
that was the end. That was the end of the?
That was the end of the 8th.
No, I don't think it was. I think there's still 2 outs. So
Tany's coming up.
Tany's coming up. Sorry.
Oh, so they want to bring Tanner Scott. Who,
right.
Bring in the left-hander Tanner Scott, who actually has really again tied Otani in knots in this series.
Speaking of throwing smoke.
Yeah, a left-hander who throws hard, who really has given Otani some fits. So just want to try to get this. So, I mean, let's look ahead, though, right? Because we know the Dodgers will have at least a 2-run lead going to the top of the 9th inning, and it's going to be 9-1-2 for the Padres. So Higashioka, then back around to Arias and Tatis. If anybody gets on, Profar is up next. If you are the Dodgers, you want Manny Machado left standing in the dugout.
Are you keeping Kopech in? I mean, after that inning was
really easy.
It was not just easy; it was intimidating.
Yeah,
I mean, even to other professionals, that's got to be intimidating.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see.
Otani just chased one.
Yeah, he's not had a good night at the plate. He's been very off balance tonight. Trying to see if maybe the Dodgers have anybody up in the bullpen.
Oh, and
yeah,
he's like you just said, he's really off balance because that was a pitch that he laid off after I think just chasing, and that was one he needed.
Well, he got fooled the other night and like basically traveled in the batter's box. That's the strangest thing I've ever seen out of him. That was very surprising.
All right, so he's down 0-2. I mean, Tanner Scott really has flummoxed him in this series. He fouled one off there. I mean, here's the thing: it only takes one, right? That's the thing we know about Otani. So, all right. I mean, look, I think right now if you are a Dodger fan, you're just sort of holding on for 3 more outs. A 2-0 lead is nice. A 3-0 lead would be a whole heck of a lot better. But
and
it's going to be 2-0.
It's going to be 2-0. Otani goes down swinging. End
Is that 3
of the
strikeouts
8th
for him
inning.
tonight?
I believe so.
It is, sir.
3 strikeouts for Otani tonight.
All swinging.
Yep.
Just checked his beautiful card. All right, we will be back for the top of the 9th inning. Andy Kamenetsky, Marcus Grant, DeAndre Clinton.
Lock in.
ESPN LA Extra.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a cash offer, no need for repairs. They buy as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close in days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Hey, football fans, there is nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. But Stella Rosa wants to make it even sweeter and hook you up with the chance to win an experience to the biggest game of the college football season. You could win 2 tickets to the game, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. Head over to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter the Dream Ticket Sweepstakes presented by Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Stella, rate responsibly. Must be 21 or older to enter.
Come to Carden Alleyway Hyundai and lease a new 2025 Hyundai Elantra SEL for only $201 a month plus tax for 36 months. Or get 1.99% APR for 60 months, your choice. Plus, get peace of mind driving with America's best warranty. Carden Alleyway Hyundai just off the 91 freeway or CardenAlleyWayHyundai.com.
Lease for $201 plus tax. License and fee to well-qualified buyers. 36-month lease, 10K miles per year, 3511 due at signing. 1.99% APR, $17.52 per $1,000 financed. Not all buyers will qualify. Subject to HMF credit approval. Expires 10/31/2024.
Just like music.
Hold on to your butts, Dodger fans. Top of the 9th. 2-0 lead. Game 5. Dodgers over the Padres. We've been counting outs, kids. 3 outs to go.
3 left.
And bit of a surprise, perhaps. Kopech, after a 9-pitch, 8-strike, like 100 miles an hour being the
Just
norm inning.
Flame throwing.
Blake Trinan on the mound to close things out.
I mean, look, Trinan, when he is on, is nearly impossible to hit. He has had some outings where it has been shaky, but this is a guy who has video game movement.
The best actual stuff, I would say, out of the
video
Padres
game
plays.
movement.
No doubt. I mean, he's great. It's just interesting because it would have been totally justifiable to just keep Kopech in. Like, nobody would have questioned keeping Kopech in for this inning.
By a couple of defensive changes, Freddie Freeman is out. Max Muncy moves from third to first. Kike Hernandez goes from center to third base, and Andy Pajes is now in at center field. And immediately a ground ball to Kike over at third. 2 pitches, 1 out.
Elevate that leg, Freddie.
Yeah, just seriously. Rice, what? Rest ice.
Yes.
What? I can't remember what it is, but
Compression.
There you go. And elevation.
I mean, Freddie Freeman earned his money tonight. Not even just in the sense of how incredibly he played, but just gutting that thing out. The first hit, the hit that he got when he rounded first, you could feel his pain.
Everybody in Los Angeles winced when he turned the bag.
Okay.
So first pitch strike to Arias.
Don't love how Trinan's been grooving him in. Every single pitch has looked the same, though. So if somebody times him up, he might have a problem.
Yeah, well, again, especially with Tatis on deck, if you're gonna you got to face Tatis. You want to do it with nobody on. This is the one you got to get because you do not want anybody on base for Fernando Tatis.
Oof, it's tense. This is very tense.
It is very tense.
Audio medium, guys. Got to talk.
We don't even have the sound on. I would imagine it's very tense that Chavez Ravine just missed on the inside.
Just missed inside.
So we were talking about this during the break.
We're also walking the line of doing what's not considered play-by-play, getting the station fired.
We were talking about this during the break, though, right? Because Kopech was so good in the 8th inning, you wondered whether or not you would bring him back for the 9th. Dave Roberts has been golden with his bullpen decisions so far. This is one that it has to go right.
Yes.
It has to go right.
Yeah. It's not like putting in Trinan on its face is a bad idea. It's more just like, even if it goes perfect, even if it goes down 1, 2, 3, I would be curious to know just what was Dave's rationale.
I'll tell you what I think it was. It was sticking to the plan. I mean, he's talked about how the best part of this team is the bullpen, and there is some value to be had to, this is what we had slotted. This is what we're going to do. If it doesn't work, that's one thing, but I think a lot of the that didn't hit him. A lot of the second guessing is where things start to go awry. The whole point of having that many guys that are that talented is that you don't really have to worry about it beyond the actual plan.
I also think, the plan kind of got sped up a little bit because I think they wanted Vesia to come out and start the 8th inning. Obviously, that didn't happen because of the injury.
That is really true. Okay.
And Arias fly ball to right field.
Okay. We are down to the last out, and the last out happens to be Fernando Tatis
Public
Jr.
enemy number 1.
This is like the script.
I stuck around.
This is
the script.
That's what you paid your money for, folks.
Yes.
Blake Trinan versus Fernando Tatis Jr., the guy who has tormented the Dodgers, who has tormented Dodger fans with dancing and hip thrusting and tongue poking.
Oh, if this was not so exciting, you would think this is hacky writers.
Exactly.
Like this is 2 on the nose.
1 hopper to Kike.
Dodgers.
You did it.
That's it.
2-0 victory. You are going to the NLCS, Dodger fans.
Ow. The monkey is off the back, at least for the first round. I mean, the thing that had tormented this franchise over the last couple of years, not just losing in the first round, but losing to division opponents, dealing with a team that had been just incredibly pesky in the Padres during the regular season, during the postseason, and the Dodgers getting it done after losing game 2 in horrific fashion, losing game 3 after just kicking the ball around in 1 inning, but to come back with a big shutout win in game 4, and the postseason, the bullpen, what does that finish with? 24, I think, consecutive scoreless innings to close out this series. Just phenomenal work by the bullpen.
Looking over right now at the Padres side of the field, they're awfully quiet. Not a lot of talking going on.
Can we get Cappy on the phone?
We should try to get Cappy.
Can we get Cappy
I
on
will
the phone?
tell you guys. So I'm wearing a certain sweatshirt right now, but I'm going to make a costume change. Hold on. Watch this.
Okay. We got to see why. Which, by the way, I meant to comment on his Eric B. and Rakim hat, which was
exactly why I played the song.
Which is fantastic.
That was great.
Okay. Here we go. What do we got? Oh, we got the Jackie Robinson.
Nice.
Brought along by
we got the Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson, Dodgers colors.
The Roots of Fight.
Dodger Blue, Roots of Fight.
Roots of Fight.
Shouts to Roots of Fight.
Roots
they
of
supply
Fight.
me with a lot of stuff.
Fantastic.
Very soft hoodies.
Fantastic.
Brought it along just in case. So I'm feeling good about my choices this morning.
Wow.
There you have it.
Wow.
The first game is going to be Sunday, Dodgers Mets. It's going to be in LA. We're talking about this in between segments. It's good for Freddie Freeman that he does not have to get on a plane immediately.
Yes.
Like he does not end up getting in the air. He can just rest that leg or rest that ankle for a day and a half. This Kike right now is doing the Ken Rosenthal interview.
So, for my money, the bullpen is the MVP of this series. Again, was it 24 straight consecutive scoreless innings to close this thing out? I mean, the Padres did not score after the second inning of Game 3. Shut out
That
Game 4
absolutely
and Game 5.
insane inning. like comically insane.
Just insane. The bullpen for me is the MVP of this series. There's no one guy. I mean, Vesia, Phillips, Trinan, Kopech, Anthony Banda. I mean, that whole group got it done for this team. The offense obviously came through in a big way in Game 4. They got what they needed in Game 5. It wasn't a lot, but it was exactly what they needed, and now they move on to the NLCS. All
right, we got another 20 minutes. 877-710-ESPN if you want to weigh in on the Dodgers closing out this series. 2-0 win over the Padres, Game 5. They are moving on to face the Mets in the NLCS in L.A. First game Sunday. Steven in Glassell Park, you're on with Andy Marcus. Maybe even Clinton. What's up?
San Diego Padres. Boy, did they stand tall.
Turn your radio down.
Turn down your radio.
Yeah.
Yes, Steven.
What's up?
This is me, Steve?
Yep.
This is so sweet. I think it's driven up my blood sugar.
Clearly, you're having trouble with this call.
Yeah. Look, this is so sweet. I'm going to ask for 20 seconds to give you a little message to the Mets, to the Metros. It's a little pub fight song. 20 seconds.
All right.
Some Guinness was spilled on the barroom floor as they closed down the pub for the night, and a little blue mouse crawled out of his hole and stood in the pale moonlight. He lapped up some suds till it was all gone. Then back on his heels, he sat, and all night long they could hear the blue mouse roar. Now bring on the Metro's cat.
Okay. All right.
That was an autobiography.
I was really not sure where that was going.
Yeah, I
had no idea where that was going.
I'm not going to lie. That was the longest 20 seconds.
Have fun, guys. I'm out of here. Fun night.
All right. Clinton Yates, thank you very much.
Thanks for stopping by, CY.
Hey, 877-710-ESPN if you want to weigh in. Wow. It's crazy, too. Thinking about just how, frankly, little confidence I know I was feeling both around this station, but also from Dodger fans interacting on Twitter, whatever. There was not a lot of confidence about this team getting into this series, whether because of recent past history against this particular team, all of the injuries, whatever, and then throw in the Dave Roberts of it all, because Dodger fans, I think, many of them are ready for someone different.
They're at the end of the rope with Dave Roberts right now.
Well, as I said on Mason, I believe it was it was when I was with Bergman at 7 a.m. on Thursday. There's a lot of people at this station. You don't deserve Dave Roberts. You don't deserve Dave Roberts.
I don't know if we can get Cappy on the phone. Can we get Morales on the phone, who's just itching
No.
smash
We are
Dave
not
Roberts bobblehead?
We are not giving Chris Morales airtime, because he does not deserve that either.
I mean, he's just been itching to smash this bobblehead that's been sitting here, so he's got to wait.
Right.
He has to wait now. He's got to wait.
Here's the thing. The only thing he loves more than his airtime is more build for his airtime. So I'm not giving it to him.
This is true.
He does not deserve this airtime on the heels of a Dodger win. Not that guy. Absolutely not. I refuse.
Feels good. Feels really, really good. They still have 2 more series to win a championship. I mean, they've got to turn around in less than 48 hours, and they've got to play a Mets team that has been just for a stretch of 2 weeks now. I mean, this has been a Mets team that has been on the road. They have been vagabonds. They were going from Atlanta to Milwaukee to Philadelphia. They have been all over the world, it feels like, and they just keep racking up wins. They've been able to set up their pitching staff now because they have a couple of days off. So they are coming to Los Angeles hot and hungry and ready to try to and upset the Dodgers. But it just feels like, and maybe I'm the prisoner of the moment, it just feels like now that the Dodgers have gotten this monkey off their back, this team is ready to really turn it up for the next series.
All right, 877-710-ESPN if you want to weigh in. We're going to be here for about another 15 minutes or so. Andy Kamenetsky, Marcus Grant, Dodgers triumphant 2-0 win over the Padres in Game 5. NLCS coming up on Sunday, 710 ESPN.
Los Angeles, your Rams will host the Las Vegas Raiders right here at SoFi Stadium on Sunday, October 20th at 1:05 p.m. Come pack the Rams house to cheer on Kyron Williams, Matthew Stafford, and the Rams as they go head-to-head against Max Crosby and the Raiders in this NFC-AFC clash. Tickets are on sale now at therams.com/LV. Again, that is therams.com/LV to watch your LA Rams face off against the Raiders on Sunday, October 20th at SoFi Stadium. See you at the Rams house.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another three. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the six. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club. Did he?
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
Hey, what up? It's Matt Barnes here. If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law.
For me, it's about getting the top result and the top value for your claim. Even if you didn't have insurance during the accident, Uncle Artie will still help you. I'm sure a lot of you out there got turned back from attorneys when you said, I don't have insurance. Well, guess what? Uncle Artie can still help you. It does not matter. Give us a call. You have nothing to lose. We take the case on a contingency. You don't pay up front.
Uncle Artie's not just my friend, but he's your uncle in the business. Artie Pernia is a seasoned personal injury attorney who works with you, so you receive the best possible compensation for your case. Let Uncle Artie and the Pernia Law family provide peace of mind, so you can focus on your recovery.
Trust us, trust Uncle.
When you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law, 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
It's almost time for the new season of the Lake Show. Grab your tickets this upcoming season through Lakers Ticket Exchange by Ticketmaster. Ticket Exchange is the official resale marketplace of your Los Angeles Lakers, where your purchase is 100% verified and secured. Purchasing tickets has never been so easy. Grab your computer or phone and find your seats at lakers.com/ticket exchange. That's lakers.com/ticket exchange. We'll see you this upcoming season. The MLS Cup playoffs are just 2 games away for the Black and Gold, and the young 18-year-old sensation David Martinez is on fire.
David Martinez puts it in! Oh, what a rebound shot from David as Delia made the initial save!
LAFC invade Vancouver on Sunday.
Looking to make it 5 straight wins.
David Martinez has scored!
Pre-game coverage of LAFC versus Vancouver
begins Sunday at 4 p.m.
on the ESPN LA app.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson and Tucson Hybrid. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end October 31st. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Another perfect day. I love LA. Sing it, Randy.
We love it. Game 5 over the Padres. They are advancing to the NLCS. By the way, this is how you know. An 877-710-ESPN. If you want to weigh in, stay on the line. If you're holding, we will get to you. But this is how you know that the Dodgers are an embarrassment of riches. There's a graphic up right now on the Fox postgame broadcast. It says Dodgers advance to NLCS. First appearance since 2021.
Since all the way back.
Like, that's not that long ago.
Yeah, like, that's not even before COVID. Like,
no, we were still dealing with a pandemic.
That's not even in the before times, right? Like, this was
like Joe Biden had just settled into being president. Like, that's not that.
Like the current president was still the president.
Right, exactly. Not all that long. Like, we don't even know who the next president's going to be.
We still don't know who it's going to be yet.
It's not that long ago.
But here's the thing. For the fan base, it has felt like that long because, I mean, the 3 losses in the first round, just painful the way they've happened. They've happened to division opponents, which I think is kind of a double insult. So for Dodger fans, it feels great. Obviously, job not done, but it has erased the narrative from the last couple of seasons that they can't win in the first round.
Thomas in Chicago, you're on ESPN LA Extra. What's up, man?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I would like to apologize. I was someone who was with with Morales. I would like to apologize.
Well, you don't even have to give us details. Just that you were with Morales is enough to apologize.
Yeah. Can I explain my point? Why I was a little?
Please.
I was.
Sure.
I've played like football, rugby, basketball, all a bunch of sports, and I'm just a fiery type of personality. But what changed my mind, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but I think it was Ken Rosenthal who interviewed Max Muncy, and he was kind of like, "Yeah, Dave kind of went up to us one-on-one to check on us, but I mean, we're a chill crowd. We know what to do. We're pretty low-key." And then I was like, all right, these guys know what they're doing. So it's not so much rah-rah like the Padres. These guys are just veterans and just know what to do, and obviously they won the series.
Well, you know, it's funny. It's Thomas, really quick. I'll let you finish, but it's funny that you say that, and like the timing is perfect. They're showing the champagne celebration in the Dodger clubhouse right now, and there was a big speech going on before all the bottles started popping and spraying, and the guy in the middle of everything, it looked like, we don't have the sound on, but it looked like giving the speech was Dave Roberts. Like, it looked like he actually was going that outwardly passionate route. Like, it seemed like he was really animated. So I guess when he needs to do it, he does.
Yeah. And then to my point, to what I was going to call about, so I guess this starts with the whole bullpen pitching and also with, like, the Kike. Like, do we just run this thing? Like, do we just keep going? Like, I mean, do we just keep playing Kike and then Edmund and just keep Rojas on the bench? And then do we keep this whole have starting pitcher pitch 5 innings and then the rest be bullpen? Do we just run this thing back? Like, what do you guys think about substitutions and just keep things the same?
I mean, I think in terms of the pitching, I don't think they have a choice. I mean, that's the way they've operated all season long, where you've got these guys sort of limited at 100 pitches at most. Generally, if you have a high stress inning, you're not going to get much beyond 5 innings. If you can get through 6, that's great. But I think this is going to have to be the formula for them. Get 5 innings if you can out of your starter. Go bullpen. Get enough offense to sort of manage this whole thing. As for the guys in the field, Kike has been. He's really been a spark plug, and he's a guy that, in the regular season, you may not get a lot out of him. He is a guy who consistently shows up in big spots in the playoffs, so I think you're going to see him in there. Unfortunately, I don't know if we see Miguel Rojas
I was just going to say, the idea of, keep Rojas on the bench. He's not on the bench. He's not able to play.
You're right. I just don't think he's going to come back, which is unfortunate because he's given them a lot of really good defense. He had one of the best offensive seasons of his career this year, but I think that injury is going to keep him out.
Yeah, I mean, some of these decisions aren't even Dave Roberts's to make. God, poor Yamamoto. He just got a big champagne spray, and he does not have goggles on. And he looks. That's a man whose eyes appear to be stinging. But
in the sweetest way possible.
Oh, he is. Have you ever been in a champagne celebration?
I have not.
I have.
Okay.
One of the years that I've covered the Dodgers, I've been in there and got really, really doused.
Did you have one? You didn't have one like with the Lakers or anything like that?
No. You know what?
I feel like this is a baseball thing.
It's much more. It is, as far as, if nothing else, as far as letting the media in during the spraying, it's much more of a baseball thing. Like, I've been there with the Lakers after they've won a championship, and there was little bits of it going around when we were finally let in, but it was very clear the overwhelming majority of it had been done just players, coaches. That's it.
Right.
Baseball, I think, is the only one where they really let the entire media in there. Like, you cover it as part of the culture. But I happened to get doused by a couple players. And I remember driving home being like, if I get pulled over.
How do I talk my way out of this?
Well, I'm like, I actually drove home with my Dodger credential around my neck because I wanted to make sure.
To explain.
Yeah, like, no.
Why I reek of alcohol right now.
You a Dodger fan? Like, okay, they won tonight, right?
Right.
Okay, I work for the LA Times. I was in the clubhouse because I was like, I smell like I would blow a .35. Like, it was really, really bad. Wait, okay. I know we're just now digesting the fact that they've advanced, but when you think about the Mets, what comes to mind immediately as far as how you think this series could shake out?
They are a team that just will not die. You have a lead, you have to figure out how to put them away. This is a team that I think in the middle of the season in June was sort of left for dead. I mean, they were one of the worst teams in baseball. They got hot at the end of the season, but they have found ways to be clutch. Francisco Lindor has been huge. Pete Alonso coming up with big hits. They have been just nails when they need it. And so that is sort of the thing, that the Dodger bullpen has been great. They're going to have to be great again in this series because the Mets have not. You get 27 outs. The Mets have used all 27 of those outs. You are going to have to truly kill them. They will not die on their own.
I know people talk about the rest versus rust thing, and whatever time off that the Mets have had, is it going to take them a little bit to get back into form? But in the case of them versus the Dodgers, I just think about, like, they're so banged up. They're still banged up. They're still dealing with these injuries. And I want to make it clear, I'm not saying this as a way of saying that I think the Dodgers can't beat the Mets. I'm just saying I don't know if that is even a factor at all, because in the meantime, they're going to be so much healthier than the Dodgers that it probably ends up just evening itself out.
Yeah, I mean, I think what works for the Mets is having had a couple days off, right? They've already wrapped up their series. They have a chance to sort of get their pitching staff in order, get the arms that they want lined up the way they want. And I do think for them, having a couple days off probably is not a bad thing, because they have been grinding for a solid 3 weeks right now, having to make a charge to get into the playoffs, then going through a tough series. I mean, look, they had a division rival in their series too. They and the Phillies do not like each other at all, and having to grind that series out. So for them, it might be sort of nice to be able to lay your head down for a couple of days and not have to worry about things.
It's funny. I actually thought heading into these playoffs that it actually was good for the Dodgers, that unlike most previous seasons where they wrap up the NL West basically in early September and you spend all of the month just thinking about what random call-up might end up on the 26-man roster, like, this was a season where they had to play really meaningful games down the stretch.
Yeah.
They had to stay focused and dialed in much longer than normal, and especially given the fact that they came back from a 2-1 deficit, I wonder how much just staying dialed in for so long maybe helped them.
Oh, no, and I think that was the thing a lot of us were saying. I mean, you said it on the Blue Review. I think a lot of fans were saying the same thing, that, it is different when you haven't had to gear up for a month, and then on top of it, you get the bye and you have a whole week off. You haven't done anything meaningful in a long time. This was a season that went not quite to the final weekend, but pretty close to it. When they had that series with the Padres, the second to last series of the year, so you had that. But then on top of it, having the bye, I think this year sort of worked out. When you have a pitching staff that has been overworked, you have guys that are banged up, having those few extra days off gave you a chance to sort of set yourself up to get ready for the division series.
And that begins on Sundays, Dodgers-Mets in L.A. Exciting night for Dodger fans. Enjoy it. Andy Kamenetsky, Marcus Grant, ESPN LA.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax